Hey everybody, I am back today for Maggie Holmes Monday. Today we're going to use this gorgeous cut file from Cut to You. I also have my photo, the Garden Party collection from Maggie, and I have a couple extra little bits and bobs we're going to use to help with my collection. So those are some Scrap and Happy Studio epoxy flare. I have these adorable Bramble Fox acrylics. My reason for going with a couple of extra embellishments is because I don't have a lot of the embellishments for Garden Party. I have the 6x paper pad. I have the 12x12 paper pad. I have all of the papers, but I don't have a lot of the embellishments. So to help stretch what I have of this collection, I cut a cut file and also grabbed in some of my Scrap and Happy epoxy flare. And the Bramble Fox acrylics are brand new. I won them. I never win anything. But I won a whole pack, a whole gift goodie bag of their embellishments. So that was awesome. I am right now just going through my pattern papers and picking one that I think will look nice with my cut file. I want something that gives a little bit of color to the background. I didn't want a white background, but I don't want something that is too busy or too dark. And I'm going to go ahead and go with that light pink grid. I thought about a couple of them, but the light pink grid worked the best. I'm going to go ahead and just adhere this cut file straight to the background paper. I'm not going to back my cut file or do anything special to it. I'm just going to put it straight onto my background. There is plenty of contrast and interest. And then I'm going to go ahead and kind of fill out the middle of this wreath. So it's just fine. It doesn't need backed. I'm going to go ahead and give my photo some pride of place by adding this fun gold foil green paper. I decided pretty quickly that I really wanted to stick with kind of this bright grass green color that's in Garden Party, and then add some other colors to set that green off. I have one of the cut apart pieces that I have or embellishments that I have there to use is this bright green floral tag. And so I kind of used that as a jumping off point to pull my colors for the rest of the collection or for the rest of the scrapbook page. So I have just a very small mat of color around my photo now. I'm going to fussy cut this tag, and this tag is going to act as my title as well. I went super simple. I didn't overthink my title. I'm just going to use the love this that's already printed on the tag and go with that. This photo is just a photo of my niece, and this is just a really cool picture her mother took. And as soon as I saw the picture, I was like, please let me have this photo to scrapbook because it's so adorable. And she was kind enough to send it off to me. So once I have my photo and those tags down, I am just going to go kind of embellishment crazy. I decided I wanted a big embellishment cluster around my photos. I wanted all the flowers. I wanted to stick mostly to those pinks and greens, but I'm going to pull in a little bit of yellow. I'm going to pop some stuff up. I'm just filling this area on both sides of my photo with these gorgeous embellishments. I end up with something that looks whimsical and fun, and just I really, really love how this layout turned out. I really did kind of embrace the idea of a garden party on my page. I even used some of these little like teacups and teapots and a couple of different things, just popping a couple of things up with tabby dots and layering stuff around. There really isn't a big rhyme or reason to this. I really was going for something that looked very kind of that overdone sort of Victorian feel or style, where you just have all the things layered up and around, and you know, in an area. So that was what I was going for. I was not going for simple at all. I went 100%, all the things, more on this layout. Not all pictures can stand up to this much embellishment, but this one can, because so much of that picture is her book, which is kind of dark and kind of sets itself apart. You'll notice there's some black in the background so that the book doesn't look completely out of place, but there's no black in the foreground, allowing that photo to kind of stand against all of those embellishments. So I have a lot of clustered gorgeous things on the right, or on the left. I want to make sure I get a couple of things on the right, and that's the area I'm going to work on now. I'm going to go ahead and tuck in those little epoxy flares. I love epoxy flares. You guys know I am always up for epoxy flares. I really like these Bramble Fox acrylics. They're kind of bumpy, bulky, which is not always my favorite thing, but these are really pretty, so I feel like I'm going to probably be okay with them and use them. And who doesn't love some gorgeous pink butterflies? And I use them all. So this is the first time I ever used Bramble Fox. I think I just attached them with, I can't remember if I used, we'll see here in a minute. I'm not sure if I attached them with like Nouveau glue or what. The epoxy flares, you always just put them down with your tape runner because anything kind of wet glue might mess with them. So, and it's just really easy. You just pop them down with your tape runner and they stay. They're fabulous like that. And I'm just waiting here to see how I attached those butterflies because I don't remember what I used to adhere them down. Oh, I went with red line tape from Spiegel and Scrapbook, which actually makes sense because that stuff is so crazy sticky and it like sticks right away. I knew where I was putting these. I didn't need wiggle room. So yeah, that was probably a really smart idea. But I only think I attached the solid ones with red line tape. I think I'm almost positive that the ones that were just outline, I used my Nouveau glue because they were too thin. I couldn't get red line tape on them that way. So yeah, okay. Note to self. It must have stuck. They must have stuck well because I mean, this layout kind of floated around my office for a while before I used Nouveau glue for the outline ones. And that's it. I'm just going to pop these butterflies down and then you'll see all of the close-ups. I hope you have enjoyed this week's Maggie Holmes Monday. I will see you back in 2 weeks, which is the 25th. For another episode. I am doing these, I'm going to pop these into my feed at the same time I pop my Wild Whisper into my feed so that you always have a video 7 p.m. on Wednesdays, or on Mondays, not Wednesdays, Mondays, to watch. Here are all of the gorgeous close-ups. I love how this turned out. This was just a super fun layout to create. And I hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.